Hello and welcome to On the Sunny Side, a new digital TV format on F15. I'm Sunny Grineveld. I'm an entrepreneur, and in On the Sunny Side, I interview technologists, business leaders, researchers, people who are driving the digital economy forward and who are using technology for good. Now, today I have an extraordinary guest with me, Emi Lorincz. She's a director of sales and business development at Ledger, a France-based company that helps secure critical digital assets. And we'll learn from her more about the crypto space. We'll learn more about the Crypto Valley Association, of course, some of what she does at Ledger, and also how she is thinking about the future world. So I'm very excited. Welcome to the show, Emi Lorincz.
Thank you so much, Sunny. It's a pleasure to be here.
So for those who tune in regularly to On the Sunny Side, they know I always introduce my guests through 5 quick questions. They are really aimed at getting to know you a little bit better, on making this a bit fun, and I call them Sunny's Fast 5. Are you ready for that?
I am. Let's do this.
All right. So first question, are you a morning or a night person?
A notorious night person.
If you were given a time machine and you could travel to any place, anywhere, where would you go?
I would go to the future and approximately 50 years ahead.
What is a topic or a question about the world that is right now exciting and curious to you?
How our monetary policy is going to play out, and what happens post-pandemic.
If I were to ask you, how do you define success, what would you say?
To me, success is the opportunity to do great things with people who you look up to, and to be content and joyous on that journey.
You transitioned in your journey from the corporate world at Credit Suisse, to name one of the past employers you had, and then went into the crypto space working for tech companies. Why did you do that transition, and how did you really get into this topic of crypto assets?
Throughout my career, I worked for big corporates like Morgan Stanley, Credit Suisse, and then also did a detour into the oil industry, worked for Eni in shipping and trading. And then when I moved to Switzerland, I started working for Credit Suisse, and I was a product manager working with many engineers, many software engineers. And at lunch, the topic was always, oh, have you heard about this new invention, Bitcoin? And have you traded it, and how much a return they made overnight? And like, I remember that it was probably the 6th or 7th time when this was the topic the entire lunch. And then, so I thought, I'm going to open a cryptocurrency account on Kraken, and we'll just try out what does it mean to trade digital assets. And then later I explored this notion of empowering the individual, because when you own a cryptocurrency, it's really something what is yours, and you're not relying on a third party in order to let you have your funds. Now I'm referring to, for instance, the crisis in Greece, where you weren't able to withdraw more than 60 euros a day from your account. So the notion of empowering the individual resonated with me, and I'm not looking back ever since I work in the area of crypto assets.
Now, you're working right now at Ledger. What does Ledger do, and how do you, incidentally, also work with banks again?
Ledger is a pioneer security company. A ledger is here to secure critical digital assets for individuals. Maybe some of the audience has heard of the Ledger Nano, which is the first product Ledger became very successful with. 2 million devices were sold up to date. And so this little device is really here to save your private key and to keep it secure at all times. And so this is one business arm. Then the other business arm is the B2B arm, the Ledger Vault, where I have the privilege to help unfolding its success. And there we leverage or sell a software to enterprises, to OTC brokers, to private banks who are holding a higher amount of critical digital assets. And it's important to them to have it easy to scale, and also basically not compromise on security versus usage, versus ease of usage. And then there's a third arm of Ledger, which is the IoT arm. For instance, in smart cities in the future, all the devices like the lamps are going to communicate with the cars, and it's important that this communication happens through a secure channel. And Ledger is here to maintain and establish that secure channel.
How fast has it grown? Because I find it quite remarkable.
Absolutely. So Ledger was established in 2014 by 8 bright minds. Each of them had complementary skill sets. Some of them were pioneers in software engineering, some of them in hardware. And they basically got together, seeing this opportunity that the digital asset sphere can only grow if there is state-of-the-art security. And yeah, since then, Ledger raised various rounds in Series B, I think 45 million, so up to date around 85 million. And we have over 200 employees to date.
When you look at the bigger crypto ecosystem, and I know you are also on the board of the Crypto Valley Association, how do you see the crypto space develop, and what is the role of the Crypto Valley Association in developing also that ecosystem?
If I were to break down to stages how the industry developed, we first had the Bitcoin era. Everyone talked about Bitcoin and whether is it really a currency which is here to stay. And then the banks, or some of the banks, were saying that Bitcoin is not so interesting. However, the underlying technology, blockchain, is really interesting. And then now we have the STO, the security token space, where we believe that many things are going to be tokenized in the future, and they are going to be tradable. So everything will be tradable. And right now we see this era unfolding. And to tie that to the Crypto Valley Association, so the Crypto Valley Association is a not-for-profit association based out of Zug, which has today indirectly 70,000 members through our corporate members and the individual members as well. We have various working groups such as regulatory, startup working groups, education working group, stablecoin working group, and we are here to advance the industry and also to drive adoption of critical digital assets.
What is the role of Switzerland? We had recently, just in September, an interesting development on the regulatory side. Could you share that and explain a little bit what about Switzerland is so unique that many companies in the crypto space have decided to set up over here, among them also even the foundation of Ethereum?
Correct. Ethereum was founded in Zug, and with the start of that, a lot of crypto companies decided to domicile in Zug because Switzerland has been leading the way when it comes to regulation, and has been having this mindset of allowing this technology and allowing innovation to unfold. And when it comes to regulation and cryptocurrencies, it's always tricky that how much regulation should you implement in order to not kill innovation. And with the recent Blockchain Act, what you were referring to in September, we have the Parliament has voted to make this Blockchain Act possible, and with that, there will be various new licenses issued by FINMA for instance, security exchanges as well.
Now, if someone were to just get started into the crypto space, would want to learn more, are there books, resources that you would recommend, or what would be your advice to a crypto newbie?
I will mention 3 things here, and a shout out to Laura Shin, who is actually a former Forbes editor. She's the first person to write full-time about crypto, and she has an amazing podcast, Unchained. So I would listen into Unchained. I would also look into the videos of Andreas Antonopoulos for the basics, and also for big questions like what is money, and what's the role of the state when it comes to money, and the separation of money and state, if that is ever going to happen. And then the third resource is Michael Casey. I knew you were going to ask the question. So here is the Truth Machine, and this is by Michael Casey and Paul Vigna. And it's also a fabulous introduction if you're new to blockchain and want to learn more.
You just gotta love prepared guests. Thank you so much for that comprehensive overview. I'm definitely going to link all of those resources in the YouTube description to this clip. Now, in closing, I know you're about to hold a TEDx Havezet talk, and the theme of this particular TEDx event is the future world. So tell us a little bit about the future world as a closing thought.
Well, the future world couldn't be a more exciting topic in my view, because we just don't know. Like right now, the world is moving at a pace which you just can't keep up with. And when it comes to finance and money and transaction privacy, I think it's really important to not forget that we should always preserve our transaction privacy. It's not okay that some of the GAFAMs know so much about us. They probably with all the AI and machine learning, they know more about us than we ourselves. So I believe that it's important to have that in the back of our mind, that privacy is indeed important. And when it comes to our finances and transaction privacy, it's even more so. And I'm going to explore this topic on 21st of November in Zurich at the TEDx Havezet event.
Also going to be a digital event, so people from around the world will be able to see your talk and tune in. Now, I just want to say thank you so much for your time for this talk on the sunny side. It's really been a pleasure, Emi.
Thank you so much for having me.